Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz. Today is November 23rd, Friday after Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving for all those who celebrated. And this is the Search Buzz video recap. This is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable over the past week. The big news this week was that everybody says Google's update's happening or happened this over the past weekend or so, last weekend. But Google won't say it happened. Google won't confirm or deny it. They pretty much told me there was no Panda. They can tell me there was no Panda update. They're saying a Panda update will be happening probably sometime next week, but sometimes later next week. But Google said there was no Panda update this past weekend. I asked them, was there anything else? Google said we make the 500 changes per year, blah blah blah. So people are kind of like skeptical. They really think that something's going on. I would agree based on what I'm seeing, based on all the metrics, based on all the chatter in the forums. Based on everything that's going on, I would believe there's some type of larger update that's been happening in the past so forth and so forth. But Google's not admitting to it, so there's not much I can tell you about it. It wasn't Panda, it wasn't Penguin according to them, it wasn't anything else. They're just random things going on, I guess. Talking about updates, also we posted about that there might have been a Google image search update. There are a lot of people talking about how around November 15th and 16th, their ranking for Google image search has changed significantly. Some people are saying it has to do with the new Google user interface design for the navigation dropdown. And some people are saying it has to do with their image results actually being hijacked by other competitors. Bing now has Webmaster Guidelines. They launched their Webmaster Guidelines on November 18th. The guidelines are not that detailed, but it's better than nothing. Dwayne Forrester from Microsoft went ahead and put a blog post out there talking about it. The Webmaster Guidelines include content links, social, indexation, technical things, SEO topics, and much more. So if you want to take a look at those, it might be good some weekend Thanksgiving reading for some of you out there. So Matt Cus did a video talking about a couple things. But basically how long it takes to get a response from Google in terms of reconsideration request, and usually it should take about a week or so, a couple weeks. And if it takes any longer than that, you probably want to ask what's going on in the forums. But the interesting part about that is he told us about the 4 different types of responses Google will have towards a Google reconsideration request. The first one is somebody submitting a reconsideration request and saying, hey, Google responding that you do not have a manual action against your website. The second one is that you did have a manual action, but based on your reconsideration request, we have removed, because you've taken action enough, we have removed your manual action. The third one is you have a manual action against your website, you did not do enough to remove it, please go ahead and keep working on whatever you have to do to get that manual action removed. And the fourth response is that Google has to process that reconsideration request. Maybe they've seen something more, maybe they have something they have to look into more deeper, but it's basically a sense where I think Google did not have a manual action on your website, but they're looking at it now and they're like, wait, maybe they should. That's my opinion, not necessarily Google saying, but if you look at the video from Matt Cutts, it kind of implies that. So take a look at that. We have posted about that on November 20th at seroundtable.com. Google's Matt Cutts again. He went ahead and talked about HTTPS. On a Hacker News thread, he basically said that if you are looking to switch over your website to an HTTPS solution so that your content is secure and everybody is happy and friendly, you can go ahead and do that now. He definitely recommends that if you want to do that, go ahead and do it. It doesn't really help you in any other way but making your site HTTPS. And Google will definitely handle and index that file. Sorry, just clicked on the wrong one here. This is interesting. Twitter and TweetDeck. So Twitter bought TweetDeck. TweetDeck.com. It's a cool app. I use it for my own social media tracking features. But for some reason, if you Google TweetDeck, it shows Twitter. It shows Twitter.com instead of TweetDeck.com. If you go to Bing, you Bing TweetDeck, it shows TweetDeck.com. What was the reason? Why is that happening? For some reason, Twitter is actually putting in TweetDeck a 3-to-1 redirect specifically only for Googlebot. So it's a kind of form of cloaking, I guess. Because it's not doing it for the users, it's not doing it for any other spider, it's just doing it for Googlebot, where it's actually redirecting Googlebot from TweetDeck.com to Twitter.com. Not sure why, not sure if it's something that's going to get them in trouble. Here's another interesting thing that I spotted was that basically, when it comes to PDF indexing, Google often uses OCR technology. So some webmaster complained that they spelled the search results listing, the snippet of the title tag, and the search results was spelled wrong. It should say easy cleaned, but it said easy, L-L-L-E-A-N-Y. So instead of clean, it had three L's, I'm sorry. Actually, two L's. So it had easy cleaned, but spelled with two L's and then instead of the C. So if you took a look at the PDF, it actually looked like a long C, a very tall C, which might be construed as an L. So I can see why Google might have thought that. But what was interesting was that Googler said, well, it's not something our fault, it's your fault because you spelled something wrong on your PDF. The truth is, he did not spell something wrong. The PDF is clearly say a C, not two L's. So it's something wrong with Google's OCR technology in terms of trying to figure it out. I looked at the metadata, that's the issue. I ran it even through Google's docs converter, and it actually came back the same way. And talking about the navigation, that new navigation bar that you see in the search results, that's now going global. So if you are anywhere in the world, probably in Japan or in Australia or wherever, you'll probably now see the new navigation bar as of earlier this week. And finally, it was again Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We have all the logos from Google, Bing, Dogpile, S.com, AOL, Bruce Clay, and us ourselves. The only one omission was Yahoo. Yahoo did not have any animated logo, which they usually have. I'm not sure why, but anyway, thanks so much for listening. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll catch you guys next week. Again, today is Friday, November 23rd, the day after Thanksgiving. This is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SERoundtable.com. Everyone, have a great weekend. Bye.